Hey everyone, I'm Jim and welcome back to my movie obsession, a place of film obsessives, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the reaction to the newly announced Ghostbusters 3 by the Ghostbusters 2016 fans, and actually one of the actresses, good old Leslie Jones. And first off, Ghostbusters 3 is obviously a sequel to one of my favourite retro movies, Ghostbusters, and I'm really glad that it has been announced. Obviously we have Jason Reitman doing it. It's coming from the right place as opposed to just a reboot, because we've run out of ideas in Hollywood. That's just my take on why they did Ghostbusters 2016, which I don't even hate. You know, this is the strange thing about this video, which you guys are going to find is different to a lot of the reactions. You know, you're going to find to what Leslie Jones said and what these articles I'm going to talk about said. It's that I don't even hate Ghostbusters 2016. I don't really mind it, guys. I think it's okay. You know, I don't like what went on around it from both sides, actually. But I do think that ever since it came out, anyone who didn't like it has been called names, misogynist, harassers, just because they say they don't like a movie. And it's always the bad eggs in the middle of there, the ones who are actually abusing the actresses online and actually sending horrible messages. You know, they're the bad eggs because they ruin it for the people who actually are maintaining, look, we just don't like the movie. And it ends up tarring them with that brush. Same with Star Wars The Last Jedi. Many people had legitimate grievances which were trivialised by people just being absolute arse-hats to the actresses and the cast and everything like that. So we don't know much about Ghostbusters 3 at the moment. I mean, my only demand is that I've heard it's going to be more teenage, which I like, because I like the episode where Stranger Things kids dress up as the Ghostbusters. I'm all for that. Give me that, guys. But I demand that the original cast be in it. I have to have Bill Murray, I have to have Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, for this to be worthwhile. I really do mean that. For them to kick up all this stink again, because this is going to go, I mean, what I'm learning, seeing how when this has been announced and what the reaction's been, this is going to kick up the same amount of stink that Ghostbusters 2016 did, and it needs to be worth it. So those guys have to be in it, in my opinion. But the teenage angle is all I really know about at the moment, and I'm behind that. But there is an article, the first one I'm going to talk about is by Scott Mandelson, who works for Hollywood and Entertainment. He's a senior contributor. Senior. Come on, mate, like, you shouldn't be senior. You are a mug. Anyways, so his tagline is, Jason Reitman is directing Ghostbusters 3 and it's all your fault. And the main gist of this article is that it was the trolls hating on Ghostbusters 2016 that caused them to reboot it, and we're rewarding misogyny and trolls by making this movie again. Which isn't the case at all, mate. It's not the case at all. What actually happened was, lots of people legitimately hated the film, and it had bad word of mouth, and the Ghostbusters fans didn't want to see a reboot. They wanted to see a sequel, or they wanted to see something that wasn't just taking the name of Ghostbusters and changing it and rebooting it just for the sake of it, just to make money. They wanted something that had the same intentions of the original film, and they felt like they didn't get that from the 2016 film. So one of the things he says is, you're essentially rewarding the specific demographics who reacted in the very worst way with their fear of the horrors of all-female sci-fi comedy. Nothing to do with the fact that these were women. Nothing to do with the fact that these actresses were women. It was nothing to do with that. If you'd have got Adam Sandler, and you'd have got Robert Schneider, and you'd have got freaking Kevin James, and you'd have rebooted it, you would have got Pixels, and we wouldn't have been happy either. It's the fact that they rebooted it just to reboot it with bizarre comedy which didn't work. The script wasn't funny. It was nothing to do with it being female. It really wasn't, and it was the whole culture around that movie. It was the director of the movie attacking the fans attacking the director. It just got toxic, and now we're going the other way, where we're going to start this toxicity up again by the people of the 2016 Ghostbusters having a go at the people who won the sequel to the original Ghostbusters. It's like reversed. It's reversed. He also says, on the one hand, we're rewarding a white male director whose last 5 movies bombed, just because he is the son of the guy who directed the first 2 Ghostbusters movies. Now, I think that was a really disrespectful statement, because Jason Reitman has come out in support of Paul Feig's Ghostbusters. He says he liked what those guys did, but he wants to do a sequel to the original continuity. Don't know why this Scott Mandelson arsehat is being mean about Jason Reitman. Yes, his 5 movies bombed. So what? He's the son of the guy who directed the first Ghostbusters movies. That gives him right enough to be considered for the... I'm sorry, that gives him 100% the right to direct this. Paul Feig doesn't get to direct Ghostbusters just because he made Bridesmaid, which is a load of old arse. Paul Feig was a white male as well. I mean, I fully agree that there should be more women represented in, you know, more women directors and more women represented in the media, you know, and more women inclusivity. I'm all behind that. But Paul Feig was a white male as well, and you're a white male too, mate. So stop mentioning white male, because it doesn't matter. This guy got the keys to the castle because he was the son of the guy who directed the first 2 Ghostbusters movies, and he's a director. Because we actually want to follow it on from the hearts of the people involved with that series, not from Paul Feig making a funny Bridesmaid movie and then taking the title Ghostbusters and putting it on a Bridesmaids fucking sequel. So there is another article out there as well by Kyle Kizu, and it's called Ghostbusters, Why Ignore the All-Female Reboot. It's full of quotes from different people. So one of the quotes that he has is from Hannah Woodhead from the London-based film magazine Little White Lies, and she says, "I think we suffer from this collective sense of nostalgia in film. We're always looking at the past. The past is safe, the past is easy." Bizarre that you would use that as a defence of carrying on with Ghostbusters 2016 when all that was taking something from the past. So he also quotes a journalist called Chris Sutcliffe, who is a fan of Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2016, who says, "What frustrates me about this new film is how they want to distance themselves from the 2016 film. Not only will it feel like a victory to all the wrong people, but it feels like a created step backwards. I don't like how they paint everyone who didn't like Ghostbusters 2016 as the wrong people. Misogynist, evil, hateful. Get over it. People didn't like the movie. I didn't mind it. How is it a step backwards to go with what the fans actually support? Just because you wanted to dictate to the fans what they like, the fans didn't like it, and you threw it back in their face. All these fucking journalists who butthurt." And now we go on to what Leslie Jones said. I mean, I'm disgusted. I am disgusted with Leslie Jones here. She's the only one of the ladies from Ghostbusters 2016 who has come out. She come out with a tweet saying, "This is so insulting. It's like, fuck us, we didn't count. It's like something Trump would do." What? But she goes on. So she's mentioned Donald Trump, so she can't get out of this one. And she goes on. "We're going to redo Ghostbusters, better with men, it will be huge. These women ain't Ghostbusters. So annoying, such a dick move. I don't give a fuck, I'm saying something." Why did you invoke Trump, Leslie Jones? Are you on drugs? What the fuck's Trump got to do with this? What the fuck is people rebooting Ghostbusters got to do with Donald Trump, you mug? Jesus Christ, Les. These women ain't Ghostbusters. Better with men will be huge. Gonna redo Ghostbusters. Well, you redid Ghostbusters and you said it'd be better with women, you silly sausage. Jesus almighty. Stop being a self-important arsehat online, Leslie Jones. And she's constantly talking about the abuse that she received around Ghostbusters 2016 time, and she stirred it up just as Paul Feig did. They stirred up the hate and abuse for that movie. They deserve everything they fucking get. And you know what? I didn't even hate the film. I think it's quite entertaining. I think it's quite fun actually. But I'm behind the actual series of Ghostbusters, which you weren't even continuing with Ghostbusters 2016, being continued, because I like that series. You shouldn't be offended. It's not in your series, Leslie Jones. And this is what annoys me. These exact people who preach for equality and niceness and all this and that, they're perfectly allowed to do the same thing that they accuse people of doing to them, and I really don't like that. Why did you invoke Trump, Leslie Jones? You absolute git. I'm disgusted with that. I mean, I'm disgusted. And, you know, and then to say better with men, it'll be huge. You changed it to women. They're not edging you out. This is a different series. This is a different series to what you created. Yours can still exist. Make a sequel to that then. Jason Reitman even came out in an interview and he said if those girls want to do a sequel to their series, they can. Well done, Jace. They can, yeah, because you're in a different series. You rebooted Ghostbusters. You're not being replaced. Oh, I hate this. And the fact that she made it political. is proof that she's lost the debate straight away. What's it got to do with Donald Trump? Donald Trump can't even fucking run a fucking bath. How's he going to talk about, why is he even being invoked in Ghostbusters talk? Christ. If this carries on, it's going to be just as toxic as Ghostbusters 2016 was, but flipped. I mean, it blows my mind that we're living in a world where that can happen, where they're so unself-aware they don't realise that they're just flipping exactly what happened last time. Exactly what happened. Ridiculous. Anyways, guys, what do you think about the new Ghostbusters 3, of course? But what do you think about this toxicity that is surrounding it, that is probably going to get worse, and these articles that are just doing no one any favours? What do you think about this? And are you a fan of Ghostbusters 2016? Are you offended that they're continuing the original series? Are you someone who hated Ghostbusters 2016? You're just sick of everyone involved in it? What are your thoughts on this whole situation? Let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks for watching. This channel focuses primarily on talking about retro movies and superhero movies, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please subscribe. And thanks for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video.